What's going on, Sens fans? Welcome to another edition of the Locked On Senators live watch party. I'm your host, Jack Richardson, set to bring you reaction to the Ottawa Senators visiting the Columbus Blue Jackets on this Tuesday night, 7 p.m. puck drop. We'll get right to it. It's a local broadcast, no shenanigans. Puck drop should be shortly. But as always, would like to remind you that this live watch party is brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub. If you're looking for a place that lives and breathes hockey, Glebe Central Pub is the spot. Right in the heart of the Glebe, just steps from Lansdowne, the perfect place to catch every game, every night, great food and drink, and even better company. But GCP is about more than just catching the big game. There's something happening almost every day of the week to appeal to every taste. Start your week with Wing Day every Monday, all day and all night. Trivia night goes Tuesday, so bring your crew and put your knowledge to the test. Wednesdays, it's open mic night. Whether you play, sing, or just want to kick back and listen, it's a great way to celebrate Hump Day. Thursdays, all about cheap tacos. And of course, Saturday night features live music with no cover ever. Whether it's hockey, live music, or just a night out with friends, make Glebe Central Pub your home base. Because as you know, the vibes are free at the GCP. And folks, I'm excited to bring you this one. The Sens are on a 4-game point streak. That's a big deal considering where we came from and where we started with these live watch parties. It was ugly for a little bit, 4-game losing streak in regulation, but they've turned it around. Disappointing weekend overall, but you can salvage a little bit of a positive narrative, let's say. Obviously, tonight's another big one against Columbus. They have the exact same record as the Sens. I know the boys touched on it on the show today. Got a couple of guests lined up, actually, for this one. We've got, in order here, we're going to go Callum Fraser again. He's stopping by. He came by, I think, last week when they were in New York, right with the Ottawa Citizen and the Ottawa Sun on the beat for the Senators. So we'll see him in the second intermission. And then Pilsy is going to join me for the third period today because I have a hockey game at 10 o'clock here, a beer league game. Just in case things go a little late here in Columbus, I might need Pilsy to tag in at the end of the game, but we'll see where we're at. I'd love to stay for the whole thing, and that's the plan. So let's see here, folks. I'm pumped to get going here. Shake the bad taste out of from the weekend out of the mouths. And this is, again, another must win. They're all must wins at this point. That's why these are going to be fun down the stretch. Yeah, folks, I'm ready to go. James Reimer getting his second start back to back. Hunter Shepard is going to be on the bench backing up. No Linus Ullmark tonight. And obviously, story of the day is his video with TSN's Claire Hanna. I'm assuming we'll see that at some point tonight in the broadcast. But if no one had a chance to go look at it, I encourage you to go take a look. It's about a 25, 26-minute sit-down interview. He really dives into all the reasons that he's been away from the team and just was very, very transparent. I thought it was really touching and pretty powerful and, pretty groundbreaking for an athlete to be that open about their mental health and all of that. So again, I don't want to spoil it. It sounds obviously better coming from Mr. Ullmark himself. So if you have not gone to see it, I completely recommend going to see it. It really kind of puts things in perspective a little bit. So obviously hoping that Ullmark is close. He seems close. Obviously he's with the team on the road, no timeline, whatever. And he kind of touches on that a little bit, but I thought it was great. And I think the important thing, and the guys talked about it a little bit today. They saw the clip and hit on everything the right way, right? Like Ross and Pilsy nailed it. But I think the biggest thing is just kind of realizing that, yeah, there's more outside of hockey with these players sometimes. And again, Ullmark goes into all that. And I think it was great to hear. So obviously we'll keep tabs on his situation and when he's back with the team. But as of right now, James Reimer getting back-to-back starts here for the Senators. And I thought he was good. And this is a good message here from us to just like and subscribe, please, to the YouTube page. It goes a long way to helping us out here. Just if you get that, you get the notification when we go live. These live streams are exclusive to YouTube, only on YouTube, will not be available on audio afterwards. So they're live on YouTube. You can watch them afterwards if you'd like. Go through, skip through, find the goals. That's always my favorite thing to do sometimes too, and especially on the weekend. There were some fun ones to talk about, but it really helps us if you just subscribe to the channel, like the video. It takes 2 seconds, and that way you can kind of get all the content coming at you. Like I mentioned, the weekend with 2 weekend games, that's 2 postcasts, now 2 live watch parties, and then a show every day of the week. LOSP doesn't stop, and it's times like this when it's in full swing. So content every single day. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Locked On Senators YouTube page. All right, folks. The cannon is getting going in Columbus. I'm glad my game's on mute, so I won't have to hear that if the Sens get scored on. Ideally, that doesn't happen, though. We've got Rick Bowness behind the bench. I was not born when Rick Bowness was behind the bench in Ottawa, but obviously a legend in the game. I can't believe he came back. That's why what I'm stunned about is when he left Winnipeg, wasn't it like a big, like, I'm too old for this now kind of thing? And not in a, he quit or anything like that. But I think when he left, it was like, it's time for me to move on. And all of a sudden, mid-season, Rick Bowness in Columbus, of all places, too. So the Blue Jackets have been hot since he's been back. I think they've won 4 straight. Like I mentioned, tied with the Sens. And here we go. Puck drop. Puck is down. I'll do my best to kind of describe what's going on, especially when I'm on my own. I like to get used to that a little bit. So puck is down. I'm at 1950 here as the puck goes back into the Sens zone. And I'm expecting a good effort from the Senators today. They got outplayed by Detroit overall, and that was expected. That was such a quick turnaround back-to-back. That was always going to be a tough game. And I think getting a point is a bonus. So you can look at it two ways. There's Saturday, they should have won that game against the Habs, but they lose in overtime, so they still get a point. And then Sunday, they probably should have lost against Detroit, and they get a point anyway. So you got to take the wins when you can for the Ottawa Senators. No lineup changes either. No line changes. Nothing. Just kind of rolling out the same guys. Again, the whole team's healthy. Whole team's been healthy for a few games here, which is a bit of a luxury at this point in the season, I'd say. I don't know if many teams can say that. So Sens got to start taking advantage and really get on the Blue Jackets early. I think they have a few injuries early on here. Here's Batherson. He got off got the monkey off his back last game, had a nice goal early in Detroit. That was nice. And Batherson, I remember, here's Zetterlund with a shot. Oh, that hit the post? Batherson was in front there. I like to see this line get going. Timmy, Zetterlund, and Batherson. And they're having a good start here with Kleven and Spence out there. This is pretty good. Here's Batherson behind the net. Out front, Timmy in the slots, and it's a nice save. He's mad about that one. I don't think he got all of that one. Great first shift for that line, though. I'm saying I need them to kind of step up. We've seen Cousins, Greig, and Tkachuk have good starts. So that's a couple of good chances there. I'm just saying for the Detroit game, like, they should have lost just because of their play in the third period. Detroit really carried the play for most of that game. They had a quick start, but then it was really, I'm just okay with a point in that one. And I know that doesn't feel as good given where they are in the standings, but lots of hockey left this season, folks. Here's Tkachuk now in the O-zone. Gets it blocked, and now Columbus is kind of buzzing into the offensive zone. There's Sanderson. Nice little note from the Sens media guy, Jackson Starr. He, in his interview with Sanderson this morning on the road, pointed out that Sanderson's got 12 points in January, and that I think the franchise record for either a defenseman or for a Senators player in general is 15 or something in 1 month. Obviously, they're playing a lot more hockey this month than they normally would, but pretty interesting. Sanderson's got a few more games here to break that, which is pretty sweet. Obviously, helped by that 4-point game in Ottawa against Montreal. Here's that fourth line. The goal for the fourth line today has to be don't take a penalty. Perreault and Cousins have. And it is just them. Eller hasn't taken a penalty, but David Perreault and Nick Cousins have taken far too many minor penalties, and it's hurting the team too much. So they need to stop doing that. And here's another ozone shift for this Stutzle line. That's good. Good start by them. They have both of Ottawa's shots. I think that hit the post by Zetterlund earlier. It's a good start. I'd also like to see Shane Pinto. I know he got the goal in Detroit as well in the power play, which proved to be a big one because I don't know if the Sens had the legs to push for a goal if they were going into the third down. So that's a big one. But I'd like to see Pinto. He's starting to get a feel for it again, I think. And he also said that this morning, just starting to get back in the groove since his injury. They never specified what it was, but I think based on when he got hurt, it looked like it was a groin thing, which it was just so tough for a skater. Anything with the legs is tough, and you got to get back into it. So I think they said lower body, but it looked like his groin area. So good to see him kind of get back on the score sheet, and hopefully he can get back to where he was earlier in this season because he was elite offensively. Here comes that line. Giroux's got some space. Up to Kleven. He scores! Tyler Kleven. I was just going to say, first of the season for 43. What a move. That's a huge goal for Tyler Kleven. He needed that. I was literally just going to say he needs a goal, and that was a silky curl and drag by him. Point for Amadio and Giroux on that one. Look at this. Curl, drag, just rips it over Merzlikins' shoulder. What a shot. Nice. Didn't deflect off anything. All right, another quick start for the Senators. Tyler Kleven. The K-Train, first of the season. First of the season. Contributions from the back end have really helped lately. Didn't get one in Detroit, but Sanderson scored on Saturday, and then in the Rangers game, 3 defensemen scored. It was, and then against Vancouver, they got both goals. So when the back end's contributing, goal scoring takes a nice little jump. That's a great start for the Sens. Oh, Reimer made a nice pad stop there. All right, that's a good, great start. Always feels so much better when the Sens score first. Always does. And I know that it's because their record is just remarkably better when they do, but even last year they had a ton of games where they just kind of hung around and maybe like a lot of the games last year were scoreless in the first period, and it's just like you're waiting for that first goal scorer. And it's Tyler Kleven tonight. He was so due. So due. Someone just said Kleven our elite scoring top 6. I I like that. That one just fooled Merzlikins, I think. I want to see that again because he kind of like didn't get close to his post. I think he expected Kleven to maybe pass that off. 14, 3-3 when scoring first, these Senators are. Obviously, that record took a hit in Detroit with the adding a 3. Reimer's glove hand's a little shaky. He should have just caught that one, but it goes in the corner. And the Sens take it up anyway. So it works out. Here's Zetterlund on the forecheck. I have high hopes for this line. What a play there by Zetterlund. Timmy with some space. Oh, out front. I think this line can be really good for the Sens. Here's Chabot up top. Over to Timmy. It's blocked by Goodbranson, Sens legend. Eric Goodbranson. That's a nice block, actually. Nice move by Jensen. Nick Jensen. Don't let him get hot. Don't let him start to feel it. Little spin move. Jensen's tough, man, because he really is a good skater. Last season, before his injury started to bug him, like his footwork is actually very good for a defenseman, I think, and not a guy you consider an offensive defenseman. So obviously his injuries has hurt that, but as he's gotten more comfortable this season, you can see him kind of get back to that. And that little pivot move he made there on his last shift is a good example. He's good at that. Goal scorer Tyler Kleven back out there with the fourth line too. Just stopped by Reimer. Oh, that was a close chance, I think. Sens get the change. Good stick by Zub in front. Jackets still have it, though. actually kind of a rare defensive zone shift for that fourth line so far, which I could be off base, but they haven't spent a ton of time getting hemmed in. That was the first example of it. So they survived, though. They survived. Here comes that Stutzle line. They've been out a lot already. And they should be because they're playing well. Oh, Monahan just ripped one over Reimer's shoulder. That happened quick. All right. Think you want to have that one? We'll see on the replay. We will analyze on the replay. I was watching Shabbat, so I kind of didn't really watch, but Shabbat I think kind of got cut out of position. Yeah, that's one you want Reimer to have, but Shabbat is again. This has happened a bunch of times. He drifts too high and just kind of gets puck watching a little bit. Yeah, I want Reimer to have that one, but. All right, 1-1. 1-1. Got to answer that. Maybe this ends up being a weird game. I wish I could point out, like with Shabbat, like it's a battle in the corner and he's kind of like coasting up to it, like just kind of thinking a puck will come loose a little bit, but he's got to stay low there. Especially like if you're going to do that, you got to make sure you're getting the puck. And you really don't see the Sens get beat like that a lot. Like where it's even strength down low, a quick play like that. You don't see them get beat like that very often. So it's usually a breakdown if that happens. I feel like Columbus is kind of pushed a bit more after the Sens' initial goal. But it's still very early. 11 minutes to go here. That was Monahan who got it, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's see if they show it again here. No, they're not. Anyway, it's all good. All good. Might be a weird game. Face-off win by Timmy. Jensen sends one. Timmy's all over it to start. All over the puck. Oh, that was close at the side of the net there for Batherson. Like look at Stutzle. He's all over the ice in the ozone. This is a crazy shift. Got to capitalize. Look at him. Wheeling around. Here he goes. Timmy! What a goal! Oh my God! What a shift! Wow! Elite play from Tim Stutzle. He just dominated that shift. Holy. Look at this. Uses like his own player against him there. Superstar, man. What a superstar. Slips at 5-hole. That's goals in, or what is that now? 3 goals in 4 games for him? Wow. I was saying it. I like that line a lot. I like that line. 8 goals in 15 games against Columbus. Wow. Cousins. And they're right back to work here. Sanderson with it. Oh, that almost trickled in. Wow. Greig to Sanderson up top. The top six has looked awesome to start this game. Amadio with it right through the slot. Getting a full line change here. Wow. What a goal by Timmy, man. And to answer right back, too, after Columbus ties it, it's just huge. Huge shift. From Chabot and Jensen. They're going right back out there. Zetterlund's out again. They're trying to get a full change again. Here's Zetterlund with it, with space. What happened? Zetterlund kind of threw his hands up. Maybe he was pissed that he didn't score. Wow. Okay. Crazy start once again. Chabot and Jensen assist shouldn't count. Man, what a goal by Stutzle. What a goal. So someone asked for his goal pace. Let's check it. That is crazy. What a start. Stutzle, when he does that, it takes over a game. Takes over a game. Just scrolling Twitter on my computer for some reason. Okay. On pace for 36, 37, yeah. I mean, it's still a great season. And he can get hot enough. We're actually going to have Callum on in the first intermission. I messed up, so he'll be on the first intermission, and then Pillsy will come for the third period. So that's what we'll do. Going to talk to Callum about Carter Yakimchuk. He had a nice piece on him. He was at the game at the CTC, and just kind of get his thoughts on the Sens. I think we'll have to see what the rest of the period does here before we figure out what I'm going to ask him. There's a little pad stop by Reimer. I think Travis Green said that Reimer was really good positionally, and I completely agree with that because he's not having to do a ton of moving, and I think that's really serving him well. He's just staying in position. And look, the goals that have gone in on him, though, most of them so far, you kind of want him to have, but he's making the easy saves look easy, whereas Levy and Shepard and Sogard were definitely not. So let's see what Reimer can provide here. Here's Chabot with some space with Eller. Oh, big stop by Merzlikins. Little leather fly. His mask is crazy. Elvis? It's like so colorful. It's a weird one. Other than a couple shifts, this has been a pretty great period from the Sens, I think. See if they can keep rolling here. I'm really liking the top six. Nice play by Brady in the neutral zone there. Wow. Good back check from the captain. Columbus kind of coming at the Sens here. But they get it out. I like that high flip play a lot. Makes the D-man kind of get nervous, which is nice. Like, even if you don't flip it into the zone, like just into the neutral zone. Goals from Tyler Kleven and Tim Stutzle to start this one. A lot of offense from the back end. Obviously, those, I know people are joking about the assist for Chabot and Jensen there, but that was, here comes this line again. Timmy in front. Oh, Zetterlund had a good look. That shift though, when Stutzle scored, like everyone touched the puck. It was just dominant for a whole minute, it felt like. And here comes Timmy again. Oh, we might be in for a night from 18. This is special stuff so far. Jensen up high. Gets a shot blocked. It goes out. 18 is flying tonight, folks. This looks like a fun one. Oh, that was a good try to Zetterlund. Just missed him. What are we saying in the chat here? What are we looking at? A lot of hate for Merzlikins. That's good. Yeah, the skating on Timmy and Sandy is so good. So good. Yeah, like his feet have been unreal. Like his pace. I love when he plays with this kind of pace. It's so fun to watch. I notice he does this a lot, like where he'll try and like wheel around the zone and like try and like use his leverage and his edges so well to cut. But a lot of time he'll lose the puck, but he was able to maintain it there and have a step on the guy who's protecting him. Just so elite. And slipping at 5-hole, man. I love a good 5-hole goal. I love a good 5-hole goal. Whoops. Just knocked down my whole setup, moving my chair. Twitter's just going crazy about Timmy. That's great. It's one of the nicest goals. I mean, if he didn't do what he did on Saturday night, that'd be the nicest goal he scored all season, but it's unfortunate. All right, back going here. 5:36 left in the first period. Also, if those of you who are new to the stream right now, oh, here's Pinto in the slot. Never mind. Okay. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube page. It takes 2 seconds to press the little thumbs up button under the page right now. It goes a long way to helping the show. And then also subscribe to the channel. These are exclusive to YouTube, the streams, as well as the postcasts live on YouTube. After every game, the boys will be here tonight. It'll be Pilsy and Martian for you guys. If you just like and subscribe, really goes a long way to helping us. Appreciate it. Trying to climb that ladder for subscribers on the YouTube page. We appreciate it. If you already are subscribed, thank you. I'm a proud subscriber to the Locked On Senators podcast. So much so they even let me run the ship sometimes like this. Looks like the Blue Jackets are getting a penalty here. So the power play gets a chance with 4:41 left in the first period. I think they're going to break again. Already up 2-1, a chance to add to the lead here for the Senators. What's everyone thinking here? What do we think of Columbus? I'm a little like maybe they just didn't like their coach, but I'm surprised they fired Dean Evison that quickly. I don't know what their results are like under the hood or whatever, but remember he was in the same hiring cycle as Travis Green. So this was his second season with Columbus, and they almost made the playoffs last year and fell off a little bit towards the end of the season. But I thought that they were okay, to be honest. So I'm a bit surprised that's what they went with, but obviously it's helped. I mean, they've won 4 in a row, so you can't really judge the move, but they must have just not liked them. Evison had comments today. I haven't seen what he said. Where did he say that? I always love when coaches give interviews. I would like to see Matt and Paolo, but obviously not at the expense of Jordan Spence, who's been pretty excellent, I'd say, the last little bit. I'd love to see Shabbat with Spence. That would be nice. But what would be better is a power play goal right here, right now. 4:41 left in the first period. Chance to make it a 2-goal game for the Sens here. The power play's been red hot lately. Red hot. I believe it's clicking at about 45%. Cousins has a couple power play goals. He's on a 3-game goal streak. Look for him to get one here. I mean, all these guys have scored goals recently, just in general, too. So everyone's feeling it. Sanderson shot. Rebound. Oh. Yeah, the puck retrievals have been a lot better, but they're also shooting everything. Oh, and that one squeaks out. Five for 9 in their last 3 games. It's 55% the Sens power play. They lost it there. Had that one look by Sanderson, and it's kind of it so far, but we'll see. It's probably the last effort here for the top unit. Camera is just isolating on Sanderson. Okay, there we go. There's Timmy. Over to Sanderson, back over to Timmy, or to Brady. Snapping it around right now. Oh, Sanderson wired that. I love when they zoom in on the battles on the boards. And the Sens lose that one, but the stick work along the boards is crazy. Couple looks for the top unit. Here comes unit 2 out here. 45 seconds left on the power play. It can still look good. I like when they're moving it around and shooting. There's DP with it now. Good zone entry there by Greig. Shabbat up top. Over to Perron. It's blocked in front. And he keeps it in here. Here's Pinto. Over to Giroux. Blocked again. Taking a little too long to get rid of it here. Greig down low. Up to Giroux on the half wall. Back up high to Shabbat. He shoots it. Goes wide. It's at the side of the net right now. That's still loose. That puck's still loose. Oh, and good Branson's going right at DP now. It looked like the Columbus guy covered it with his hand. A little bit. That was a good keep by Perron there. Did the Blue Jackets guy not cover it with his hand in the crease? Zach Aston Reese? That was close. He used his hand. Oh, that was right there. Oh, no, he didn't. All right, still a good power play, I think, just didn't convert. I always say you can do two things on a power play. You can either score and you can also lose momentum. But that shouldn't lose the momentum because they were all over it. Just didn't get a bounce or a clean look there. A lot of block shots for Columbus, too. 2:41 left in the first. It's offside at the Sens line. Is that another commercial break? Please no. It's a slow period. I'm watching the clock here, folks, too. I need this to wrap up relatively early. I'd like a nice whistle-free third period. That's what I'd love to see. Here comes Pinto. Get it deep. Merzlikins moves it. Werenski is out there all the time for the Blue Jackets. He plays a lot. Got it right now, too. Here's Marchenko trying to split the D. Runs into a wall. Oh, huge cross check there on Sanderson. Looks okay, though. The camera person keeps getting juked out. I don't like that. Like he's following, thinking the puck is gone, but it's not. It's literally twice in the span of a minute. Minute and a half here. Nice play by Greig in the neutral zone. Monahan battling with Greig there on the wall. Some heavy cross checks from Spence. Wow. Nice stop by Reimer. Nice and easy. Into the glove. 52 seconds left. Reimer's had 383 different teammates, and Rick Bowness has coached 378 different players. I always wonder whose job today is it to find that stat? How do you figure that out? I would have thought that Rick Bowness would have way more players coached than Reimer would have had played with teammates. I know Reimer's been on a lot of teams, but just all the revolving door for teams year to year for Bowness. Interesting. Another whistle. Lars Eller, D-zone draw, and he wins it. This team's so good at faceoffs. Oh, nice play by Perron there. Could have been a chance, but he's rubbed out Olivier along the boards. DP's engaged here, folks. He's getting a little chippy to end this period. I don't think they liked what Fantilli did to Sanderson there. All right, 10 seconds. All right, that'll do it. Timmy. Oh, it's wired one into Provorov. Oh, that hurt him too. Oh, man. Tim went and gave him a little tap. Oh, that hit him right on the ankle. right on the ankle. That was a good chance by Stutzle too. Like there was time left. That could not have felt good for Provorov. All right. He's still on the ice. Wow. Looks like he's getting up on his own, man. It's the worst because that's one that he's probably not expecting. Like that with that little time, like he's already starting to stand up, like he's done. But I mean, that was a good chance by Timmy. Like the puck was there, and there was a lot of time. He's full clapper in the slot. Ends up being a good block though. All right, that's the first period. Really good period from the Sens, in my opinion. Really just the one chance and it goes in. Sorry if you heard that before. No, I'm kidding. I thought Reimer was okay. Tracked it well. Did what he could. Yeah, first intermission. And like I mentioned, we're going to be joined by a special guest in the intermission. The first intermission I got it wrong earlier, and he's actually here right now. Pleased to welcome in Callum Fraser. How's it going, Callum?
Evening, Richie.
Yeah, and we're here with the first intermission, which I did know. I just completely I hope people didn't hear it and say, I'm not going to come back until the second intermission.
Or maybe the other way around. I almost put in the chat like, Richie, I'm coming to you a little bit early.
no, and that's all good. That's all good. So Callum, obviously, pretty good week, I guess, for the Sens, and I'm saying that with a little bit of it could have been better, but they're on a point streak. Great start to this game. Top guys look great. What have you seen coming out of that pretty high intensity weekend against two rivals? Just what do you think of the first period so far?
I think that first line looks incredible. And I think they've kind of actually been maybe the latest or last line to look like they've gotten like a ton of chemistry going, right? Like I thought the fourth line was the first one to really mesh really well. And then Brady, Cousins, and Greig were unreal in New York. I think Pinto, that line looked a little bit better on the weekend. And now it's like Zetterlund's got his feet going. Drake's winning a bunch of puck battles off the wall and feeding Tim, and then Tim's just doing everything else, right? Like Stutzle is so good when he is playing well. It's like his head's up the entire time. He is ripping around the zone a la Marian Hossa. And I think that goal is the perfect like encapsulation of what I've seen that's kind of a little bit different from him this year. The team as a whole, I've noticed, has actually kind of perfected these like overlap plays around the point where, and I can't believe they haven't been burned more actually, because they've been pretty dicey a few times with it, but the D and the forwards work really well at the point, especially Stutzle, a guy like that, where he's getting a little bit of speed, dragging a couple of guys with him. The defender is going the opposite way, and Tim has two really good options. You either take a drop pass, and sometimes a lane opens up in the slot, or to go down the right side or left side or whatever and get a good shot, or they kind of cheat and you kind of have to figure out which player they're going for, and Tim played it beautifully there. One little note, I was watching the first period with my wife, and she knows hockey relatively well, and I thought it was really funny. I'm like, I when Timmy scored, I was like, oh, you got to see this. And she watched the replay, and she's like, well, that's embarrassing for the goalie, eh? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, put it right between his legs. I'm like, I never thought about it that way, but I guess sure.
Yeah, a good 5-hole goals are my favorite, and I think that's a good way to describe Stutzle. Like his motor in the offensive zone sometimes is it's so powerful. Like he plays a physical, in your face brand offensively that he never gets credit for league wide, I think, and it's really just been on display all season, and it really helps him score goals, I think, and that's why he's had success doing it this season.
Yeah, I think probably like 2 seasons ago, he perfected this like ability to rip the puck off the wall, whether it's like a puck battle that he's just joining, or really able to, take it off of a rim and not be afraid that he's going to get hit. And I think that he's really improved on that this season, with the fact that he's also playing more physical, and he's fallen down less, and I think he's less afraid out there. So I think that right now we're seeing, I don't know how much better he could possibly get at this, but I mean his cycle play, his one-man cycle play is unbelievable right now.
It really does help too when Zetterlund's got his motor going because he's effective on the forecheck and he's had his moments this season. Drake Batherson, same thing. They just showed Tyler Kleven's goal, his first of the season. I was about to chime in with Kleven when he had the puck there and say he needs something because he's had a bit of a slow start offensively. He had the injury in training camp, another injury during the season, and he has had a couple giveaways, had a bad one against Montreal that led to a goal. Kleven, that was a nice goal. What have you seen from 43? And I think maybe that bottom pairing, and then we'll parlay that into some talk about the prospects coming on the blue line. But what do you think of Kleven? Obviously, that goal was a little bit of a nifty curl and drag for him too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that ever since the Detroit game a week and a half ago, whenever that was, he's been the second best defenseman on this team. I really think so. I think that for the season that he was having, it was so just slightly below average, and that's really not what Sens fans expected from him after especially that playoff series where I think he actually was the best defenseman on the team, which is saying something with a guy that could possibly win the Norris one day in Jake Sanderson. But I think like with the season that he was having, I think he actually needed to hit rock bottom. And it happened in that Detroit game. And he played a hell of a week after that, and he's looked really solid tonight. And that's kind of the first time I've ever seen him make a move like that. It's kind of curl and draggy, but more it's like shifting your body so you can get a little bit of a better angle, and then he uses a half screen like really, really well and rips the puck home. Like we've always heard that he has an amazing shot. Typically that's either his one-timer or his slap shot from the point, but apparently he's got a good wrist shot too.
Yeah, I think just getting offense from the back end is been a huge development. Like I mentioned, the 4-game point streak. They've had goals from almost everywhere on the blue line in this stretch. On that note, though, they've got a guy cooking in Belleville right now who finally returned to the lineup. You got to see in person at the CTC, and I know you had a nice piece on Yakimchuk, but can you maybe just expand on what you saw? It's his first game back from injury, a pretty significant one. They kept him out for I think over a month. So you just what'd you see from Yakimchuk, and maybe where his game needs a bit of improvement for him to kind of be a full-time defenseman up here?
Yeah, I think right away it was not evident that he had just missed 5 weeks, I will say. I was expecting him to have a very average game and to, maybe not play that much and maybe the coaching staff was going to ease him in, but he was noticeable right away. I mean, I haven't watched a ton of him in Belleville, and I've been at Dev Camp every year, and seen him in the preseason and whatnot, and everyone sees the highlights in the W. But like, there's one shift that I mentioned in my piece that led to his assist in the game, and it was like I don't know if I've seen a shift like that from a from a defenseman, a prospect coming up. Like it was remarkable. He was playing keep away by himself for pretty much an entire shift. Did this crazy between the legs move, ripped a wrister over the net, and then got the puck back seconds later, dangled two other guys, and just he demands so much respect out there in the offensive zone that he had everyone looking at him, including the goalie, and then put this like sweet cross crease backhand pass onto his teammate's stick, and it was just the easiest tap in play. Talked to him in the morning, and you're not going to get too much out of Carter. I think it was a great conversation, but he's quite bashful and he's very shy. But I think where I got to learn a bit more was talking with Andrew Campbell, the interim head coach, for 15, 20 minutes. He was great. And I asked him, like, hey, before the game, he was minus 21. Unfortunately, that went down to minus 22 after the game. But I said to the coach, like, can you give me some context for this number for people that haven't watched, all the AHL games this year? And I think he was relatively fair. He said, well, Carter's always on the ice for when we have our net empty at the end of the game. And as you know, like empty netters, they count against you. And we have not been playing that well. And we're kind of on the opposite end of a few 1-goal games, then 2-goal games with the empty netters this year. But then he was pretty honest in saying, that's the reason why he's still in the AHL. He still needs to improve that side of the game. And I will say, I didn't really see that many defensive deficiencies from him. He commands a lot of respect out there in the corners. He is like a little dirty and gritty when he has the opportunity to be and when he needs to be. I think he is a bit kind of like when Thomas Chabot first came up in the league, and I think people criticized him a little bit, maybe rightfully so, for a little bit of a lack of urgency on the defensive side. I think that with both of these guys, that's kind of just their style of play. Not that they're not like responsibly defensively. It's just their skating stride is so smooth. They're watching the play like a hawk, and timing's a really important thing with those two players. So I think that Yak could probably benefit from a slight bit more of urgency and learning just like how the pro game kind of moves in his own end and following the cycle a little bit better. But I really liked what I saw. He looks like pretty close to an NHL player right now.
I think I saw the same thing. I went to see a game in Laval in November, and the Rocket are one of the better teams in the AHL. So it was a tough night just in general. Sogard stood on his head. Yakimchuk spent a lot of time in the D zone, and you're right. I completely agree with you. He caught a minus on an icing that wasn't his fault. He was out there for 2 minutes and couldn't get it out. You got to remember too, the team's not great. They fired their coach mid-season. So again, I see you there too. And my thing is there's an argument that he needs to improve his defensive game. And I'm like, what does that look like? What are you going to specifically see? And I think urgency is probably the word, but you also don't want to take away from the player that he is. And I'm sitting here, Callum, and looking at that shift from Stutzle where he scored. That to me is where you want Yakimchuk. If you want Yakimchuk to thrive, he's got to be on this team in offensive situations, and he would be if he's up here. I just my thing is, when's he going to have the chance to do that? Because he's going to have some growing pains up in the NHL, and the plan is for the team to be good next season too. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be a window where it's perfect, ideally, for him to come up and kind of work out the kinks in the NHL. I just wonder what that is for the team. And Steve Stais also mentioned if he wasn't injured, we'd probably have already seen him. I hated that quote personally because I don't think it's – imagine you're the kid sitting there injured being like, I missed my chance. And now, I just had some problems with that. It got buried under the goaltending comments, I think, for that press conference. But I just don't know what he needs to do more because like you mentioned, I think offensively he can change the Sens right now. I think he can make them a better offensive team, which sounds crazy given what we've seen in the last few games, but that's just the way I see it with Yakimchuk.
Yeah. Let me say one last thing on this. I'm pretty much with you here. I'm wondering, so, okay, you want this guy to improve his defensive play. So something that Stephen Halliday said to me Sunday morning was, he's really liking his role a lot better this year because they brought in a lot more offensive talent and they're more an offensive focused team. They needed more goals, and they're getting it from Arthur Kaliev. He's leading the friggin' league in goals, and Halliday's got 26 points in 22 games. And I watched them play that night, and I was like, yeah, they're not that defensively focused. They're trying a lot to really outscore the opponent. And you look up at the NHL team, it's the best defensive team in the league. So do you want Carter Yakimchuk to be learning? And listen, the interim head coach is a former defensive defenseman in the AHL, Andrew Campbell. I think that's a great place that you can, get some nuggets from him there. He was the D coach before he was the interim coach. But I look up at the NHL and you've got one of the best defensive defensemen in the league right now, Artem Zub. You have the best numbers across the NHL in certain areas. You've got a coach in Travis Green who's taught this team how to defend out of the DJ Smith era. And I just wonder, is Ottawa not the better place for him right now? And on top of that, so I don't know how much time we have left. I'm fine to stay on if we go a little bit into it. But so last week, Richie, you and I were talking about trades, right?
Yeah.
And we were thinking well, you kind of need draft picks. You kind of need prospects to make trades and whatnot. And I was thinking, if you're going to make an upgrade anywhere, you're kind of losing out in the long run. Well, after I've seen Yakimchuk and kind of thought about where he should be playing right now, can you not upgrade your top four by just adding him and then trading a guy? I think at this point, if you're Staios, you're kind of using Yakimchuk to upgrade, but not in a trade, if you know what I mean, right? Like his presence just enables you to actually make a move now. So I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting, and I think that I don't like Nicholas Matenpalo, up in the press box still.
He's an Olympian.
And I think, yeah, man. And I think that like Yakimchuk being healthy now, he's going to play. It's Tuesday night, so he plays tomorrow night. I think it might be the right time to bring him up. I really do. And then you know what? Maybe because the Olympics are kind of like a pseudo trade deadline right now for GMs. So make a move early. Get him a few games, have him go back to Belleville for the Olympics, bring him back up a week early, have him train with the NHL guys, and then he can hit the ground running, and your D-core looks a little bit different.
I love what you mentioned about the Sens being one of the better defensive situations. Like, where's it going to be better? And it's not like this guy's going to come – like, just the way that some fans I've seen talk about Yakimchuk, it's like he's this huge project and he needs all this work and – fine-tuning and stuff. And like in his first training camp as an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, however old he was, he walked around everyone and scored highlight reel goals. Like, not expecting him to do that every night, but the offensive talent's there. This team needs to score goals. And I think the way that some fans think of Yakimchuk, the injury doesn't help. The minus 22 doesn't help, but he's not that at all. He's not Erik Karlsson. He's got a big frame. And like you mentioned, he mixes it up. Yeah, I think he could fit right in with the identity of this team. And he's a 7th overall pick too, Callum. Like, those are guys who kind of by year 2 after the draft, that's when you start to see them make an impact in the NHL. We'll have to see with Yakimchuk. I'm bullish on him still. I think he's still a very good prospect for the Sens. I don't want to move him by any means. I think he's absolutely part of the future here in Ottawa. I do want to touch on Halliday just before I let you go, because I know you've, like you mentioned, you spoke to him. What are you kind of getting from him? Because he's a guy who most Sens fans, I think, would agree, wanted to see up here still in a bigger role, even offensively, but everyone's healthy up front, which is kind of, I was saying at the beginning of the show, like it's pretty rare and they got to take advantage of it. But as a result, Halliday's back in Belleville. What do you think his mindset is being sent back down?
Well, it should be to shoot the puck more, to be honest. He's got, after a really good goal scoring year in Belleville last year, he's only got 2 goals there in 22 games. And I think that being snake bitten at the NHL level kind of lends itself to, hey, go down, and you're already the best passer in the league, probably. So why not just rip the pill every chance that you have? So I think that should probably be the focus. But I think the next time that you see him up, like he was telling me, like, I've got to be prepared to play a more 4th line mentality, and I can respect that, but that guy is not going to be utilized properly if he's on the 4th line. And I will say he actually did play pretty well on the 4th line, but I think that his worth to the team grows so much more if he's in the top 9. And in more of an offensive role and, playing PP2 a lot. So with 8 or 9 minutes pretty much every night, I think that he did a remarkable job. And I believe he led the team in assists per 60 when he was up here as well. Yeah. So I think he's close. I think he's really close. And whether it's this year or early next year, like, this guy's an NHLer pretty soon.
Yeah, and they've got some contracts expiring. DP, Giroux's at UFA again. Lars Eller's doesn't have a long-term deal. So there's some holes, so we'll see what the Sens evaluate. Callum, that's the wrap on the first intermission. So I appreciate you jumping in here again. We'll make this a habit and just let people know, maybe tee up. I know we kind of talked about it already, but what's coming and maybe what they can expect from you in the next little bit.
Yeah, look out for the Halliday piece. I think it'll be up later this week, whether it's Thursday or Friday. And then I'm not done with Belleville. There might be something else coming up, a fun story on someone else later, maybe early next week. And then grades tonight on the Citizen and Sun. And I'll be back Thursday. Sounds good?
Perfect. There we go. We'll see you Thursday. First intermission on Thursday.
First.
There we go. We'll lock that in. All right. Okay. Thanks, Callum.
Hey,
appreciate it. All right. That's been Callum Fraser with the Ottawa Citizen and the Ottawa Sun. I love talking hockey with Callum, and he's got some great ideas and great pieces on the way. And I loved hearing what he had to say about Yakimchuk, because, folks, I agree. I completely agree. And I know that Pilsy and I have talked about Yakimchuk. The boys have talked about him. And I'd say Ross and Pilsy are more on the kind of patience train with Yakimchuk. I'm the opposite. I'm like, get this kid up here now. Let's go. Let's let it rip. Because I saw him that game in Belleville, and I think he's just too good for that level offensively. But certainly you got to trust the process. And there's no benefit to rushing him necessarily. But I do think he would make their team better today somehow, in whichever way that is, and just grow and get more comfortable. But here we go. We got the second period. 19:20 right now. That's the time I've got. And we'll see. Yeah, great first period. Didn't even get to ask Callum there about James Reimer, but maybe we will on Thursday. I thought Reimer had a pretty decent period again, positionally. That goal, like it's a pretty quick shot over his shoulder, and we saw him get beat there by Raymond as well. So the glove hand's a bit of a concern, maybe a question mark for Reimer, but again, like they're not. I don't think the Sens are going to be in a position here where they're getting caved in. Zub didn't look happy about something there. And the Blue Jackets have possession. Oh, what a play by Timmy backdoor. Took away a backdoor pass. I think that was Sillinger. Wow. It's Monahan again. That goes wide. And here's Timmy with it. What a move. Free zone exit, Tim Stutzle. He's so good. He's on his game right now. This is a fun one for him. Spence in the middle. Easy save for Merzlikins. Yeah, it doesn't look scrambly. I like that Panzer. I like that. Oh, is Merzlikins not in net? Why are they showing Jet Greaves highlights? Oh, they put him in. Okay, all right. Interesting. I wonder if he's hurt, because it was just 2 goals. I don't think that's pull worthy. Are we considering that chase? I mean, that's the second time that Merzlikins has been pulled against the Sens this year in Columbus. It happened in early December. The Sens chased them. They scored 4. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if he's on the bench or anything. I can't hear what the broadcast is saying, but injured. Yeah. I would guess it's injured. But hey, that's cold goalie coming in. All right. But yeah, Greaves was very good against the Sens in Ottawa at the end of December. This is the third time they've seen the Blue Jackets. Last matchup of the season. But I would say Greaves is definitely their better goalie. Nice play by Cousins there, up to Kleven. Oh, he got his pocket picked. But it's okay, though, because the Sens have support. Shots 10-7 for the Sens is what the score clock is indicating. Oh, Batherson just got kind of exposed there a little bit. Oh, here comes Zetterlund. We got 2-on-2, 3-on-2. And an easy save for Greaves. I really don't mind those shots. Those shots get frowned on, but end of a shift, why not just throw it on? Make a save, face off in the offensive zone, get his fresh legs out there. Easy. I think Batherson is mad at himself a little bit. People are calling Greaves the closer, like pitching. Cousins, Greig, and Tkachuk. Lost face-off for Cousins. It's funny because I think Dylan Cousins is the worst centerman for face-offs on the Sens, and he's still at like 53%, which is still very good. They're just such a good face-off team. Like Giroux, Stutzle's having a great year in the dot. Pinto's good. Eller's a good face-off guy. Like I'd have to actually check that. I'll check that right now. Icing for Columbus there. Let's check face-offs. Am I looking in the right spot? Yeah. Yeah, Stutzle 54.8. Cousins 54.1. Giroux 64.2. Kachuk 55.3. Pinto's a 50.6. Okay. So Pinto's actually the worst. Interesting. Sorry, Dylan Cousins. I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to disrespect your face-off game like that. That's interesting about Pinto. That's not very good. He's obviously over 50%, but barely. And here's that line again, going to work. Timmy in the middle. He's just got his legs tonight. He's been so good. Here's Jordan Spence. Wings it around for Stutzle in the corner. Obviously, with Timmy, he's on his game when he's skating and like everything that Callum mentioned too. I just notice along the boards, man, his compete when he's along the boards is just second to none sometimes. He's so good at fishing pucks out. I think Callum did mention that too, but just his physicality and stuff, and there's a decent chance for Columbus in front. Reimer got the paddle down. And out come the Sens. Sanderson, that looked like icing. Yeah, didn't get the red line. Oh, never mind. Amount of icings or non-icing calls that should be icing, like they don't get to the red line every time. It's like in basketball, the follow through. Like if it's off your fingers by the time the clock's over, it counts. D-men with 35 points and 25 minutes of average ice time. Werenski, Quinn Hughes, Jake Sanderson, and Miro Heiskanen. Not bad. I feel like Cale Makar would be there, but he probably doesn't average 25 minutes because the Avalanche are always winning big at the end, so he doesn't have to play. That's crazy, though. Jake Sanderson's a stud. Here's Cousins with it down low. Up to Jensen. Nice little move by Jensen there at the blue line. Shot gets blocked, though. Sens have been having a good start to the period here. And you know what's been nice? It's stayed at 5-on-5, other than that one power play. They've been able to roll the lines. Oh, Cousins with a look from his knee in front. Here's Marchenko. I like Marchenko on Columbus. Big, fast. Good analysis by me, but that's kind of what I noticed with him. He's a fast skater. Here's Giroux. Over to Pinto. Oh, sneaky shot from Pinto. Nice. Here's Spence in the corner. Back up to Giroux. He broke his stick. Or did he just whiff on it? Oh, no. I think that's one you just got to pretend the stick's broken there for Giroux. He completely whiffed on that one. Just chuck it. Is this Charlie Coyle for Columbus? Yep. He gets taken down. It's going to be a penalty on Kleven, I think. Tripping penalty. All right, sends to the PK. 13:38. Let's check. What's going on around the league? Montreal up 2-1. On the Wild. Interesting. Okay. Don't really care about the Habs anymore. They're kind of out of reach a little bit, which sucks to say. Tampa as well. Boston's losing early in Dallas, which is good. Buffalo and Nashville just started, and the Rangers play the Kings tonight. And the Devils play the Oilers, so Last night was great. The out-of-town scoreboard was awesome. Florida lost. Toronto lost. I don't like that they're in a battle for the wild card with the Leafs and the Panthers, to be honest. Like, how crazy is it? 3 teams from the playoffs last year for the Atlantic aren't in a spot right now, and it's, 34, 33 games left for a lot of teams. I'd expect at least one of them, maybe 2 of them, to get those wild card spots because Florida's getting healthy. They looked okay last night. They just kind of couldn't score, and Bob doesn't look great all season, although the goalie fight was great. I don't know if anyone caught that. But let's see the PK. It doesn't matter if the Sens can't win games, and to win games, they got to kill penalties. So let's see. First look at the penalty kill. I believe Columbus's power play is also red hot lately, if I'm not mistaken. The Sens fan right behind Travis Green, wedged between 2 Columbus fans. Shout out him. Yeah, Nashville and the Sabres and the Sens are obviously going to Nashville after Columbus here. So they'll probably get there tonight and then Nashville on Thursday, then back home Saturday for Carolina and then Vegas. What a brutal back-to-back, even though it's both at home. 2 tough games. Got to take care of business here first, though. Fantilli against Pinto. Pinto, it's a winger loss. Werenski's got it up top. Oh, good stop by Reimer there. There's Marchenko up top, down to Coyle, and he missed it. Coyle looks like the guy who's going to have all that space in the corner. They keep giving it to him. He's playing catch with Marchenko right now. Werenski, stop by Reimer. Nice save. Nice save. Tracked it well. No rebound. I love Reimer's helmet. I like the matte black. He made 2 nice saves on one-timers across the ice. Yeah, right at him. It's a good save. All right. That was Eller on the faceoff. Zub's got it with tons of time. Yeah, Columbus is 5 for 11 on their 4-game win streak. I think they're on a 4-game. A 4-game heater. The new coach bump. Oh, and here they come. Stutzle stayed with Coyle there. That's good. Man, Werenski's just nice up top. So good. Oh, Pinto had a chance to get it out, and he didn't. Oh, and they got lucky there. Marchenko up top. Blocked by Sanderson. What a block. He got that right in the back. Marchenko stopped by Reimer. James Reimer. Putting on a show on this penalty kill. Timmy's not feeling too hot. He's on one knee. Sanderson got this one right in the back, I think. Oh, right in the side. Oh, my God. Great save by Reimer. Feels good. Feels good. A lot of shots for Columbus on this penalty kill. This has been dominant. There we go. First clear for the Sens, or maybe not, but finally get it down. 30 seconds to go. Provorov's back out there after eating that one off the ankle in the first. It's the second unit now. Oh, in the slot, all alone. Oh, that puck's loose. Got a bounce there. Now Columbus sets up. Stop by Reimer. Pinto sends it down. James Reimer, man. James Reimer. What a PK. At least 5 saves for him on that one. Looked great. And we're back to even strength. Fourth line getting a shift. But nice to see one of these fourth line guys get an actual goal themselves. They've set up defensemen for goals, so they've been on the ice and created them and gotten assists and stuff. But it'd be nice to see them get one themselves. Like a Nick Cousins garbage goal or something. Jensen saved a goal there. Wow. Reimer had no stick. Oof. Scramble in the Sens net. Crazy. Stayed out, though. Stayed out. I think we're going to get Pilsy to join in the second intermission. And like I mentioned at the top, I don't know if people missed it, Pilsy's going to be here for the third period because I might have to dip out a bit early depending how long the game goes. But we will still have you covered. Great sequence there for Reimer on that penalty kill. Brady just took a big hit from Goodbranson, former teammates. Remember that Canadian division year? Man, that team stunk. They were fun, but they stunk. Goes Batherson on the forecheck now. Over to Zetterlund on the other side. Back down to Timmy. Works it up high. The forecheck from this line's been awesome. Shabbat just tried to rip one through. Here's Stutzle, just dumps it in. Takes a hit from Sillinger. Michael Amadio on the forecheck against three guys. Comes out with the puck. Nice play by Sanderson. Oh, he lost it. There's Zub. So steady, Artem Zub. I'm a victim of it. I don't give him enough credit for how good he is. But he's so solid. And I really don't want to break up Sanderson Zub if they don't have to, and they shouldn't. Because it's such a good pairing. Even offensively. Reimer's out to play it now. And puck goes out off a skate. James Reimer stealing the show on the PK, at least. Yeah, the 5-1 comeback was the highlight. That completely saved that season, I'd say. Optimus Rhyme. Oh, the chat is loving James Reimer. Let's go. All we needed to see was just a sequence where a goalie kind of like a 3-4 minute span, and the bench needed it too. Let's be honest here. I know that Sanderson apologized for his comments to Levy, which I think was the right thing to do. Because you don't want your teammate to see that, and I'm sure he talked to Marilainen about it, obviously, like he said. But the boys knew they needed some goaltending. They needed someone to go in there and just kind of settle things down, and that's exactly what Reimer just did on that penalty kill. So good for him. Got to fire up the fellas. Yeah, lots of Reimer love. Love that. Yeah, lots of love for Reimer. Turning back the clock. Optimus Rhyme. think Pilsy coined it. He said optimistic rhyme, which I liked. That was funny. Is the Italian Olympic roster? Oh, this is if they could have other people like Pinto, Fantilli. It's a decent team. Blue line's pretty good. Like there's not a guy, but like they're all decent defensemen. Mario, Pinto, Fantilli. Wouldn't Celebrini count as that? I guess the guys who aren't on the Olympic on an Olympic roster already. That's funny. Sanderson just battling in the corner. Oh, Olivier going at Greig here. I don't know how that started. And look at Brady stepping in. Ridley Greig. Ridley Greig just with that smile on his face, man. If I can't fathom how annoying he is to play against. Let's see what happened here. Just gave him a couple shots. Kind of just putting his head back, I guess. Did they call Olivier for that? What did Greig do? That's a bad call on, like, what did he do? Two minutes for roughing? Didn't even touch him. No, the Sens don't have a power play. Do they? Like, what about the slash on Olivier? Or do they get Olivier for both? Yeah, no, 4-on-4. Interesting. And by interesting, I mean stupid. All right, a little bit more ice here. Oh, and Rowensky gives it away to Timmy. Now here go the Sens. Batherson, back to Sanderson. Batherson. Couldn't squeak it by. Starts by Timmy, do it with a takeaway. Oh, nice move by Sanderson. Open up some space. They're humming now. Stutzle is just all over the puck tonight. It's awesome to see. He wasn't playing poorly, but he just kind of like needed to get in gear a little bit, you know? 4-on-4 is kind of fun to watch because they don't do it as much anymore. Now the overtime's 3-on-3. Rick Bowness, man. Great hair. For being in his 70s, too. Pinto against Fantilli. Here's Amadio after Pinto got kicked out. Hand pass? Yeah, hand pass. What's the chat saying? Greig is like that annoying wasp. Yeah. I think it's just the thing with him, the reason it's so funny that he's so annoying is because of the way he plays. Like he's so he's obviously not small, but his build is maybe a bit more like looks like you can take him on physically, and then he'll just pop you or something and do something completely to get under your skin. But he also crosses the line a little bit sometimes. And also he doesn't say much, which can just drive you nuts if a guy's pissing you off. Oh, chance for Werenski, and Amadio had to take a penalty there. Or a slash or a hold or something. I don't know. This still shouldn't have been 4-on-4. So now it's a 4-on-3 for Columbus with 26 seconds. Got to win a faceoff here, and then they'll have a power play. Yeah, it's right on the hands. I mean, that's one of those penalties. That's a good one to take. Like, if that's a great opportunity for Werenski in front, I don't mind a penalty like that. Just got to kill it. The discipline's been better tonight because the last 2 games it was awful. So there's a huge face-off because if they win it, you can get it down the ice, and then they don't get a chance to set up on the 4-on-3. But if they lose it, then it's gonna be a quick. Columbus is gonna go quick here. Huge face-off for Eller on Coyle. It looks like. He won it. But Columbus got the battle. Here's Zub. Down the ice. Huge clear. Big face-off for Lars Eller. About 5 seconds on the 4-on-3. Werenski in the middle. Down low. All right. Normal power play now. Big stop by Reimer on Werenski. Wow, man. Looking good. Looking good. Optimus Rhyme. Minute and a half on the power play for Columbus. I think the Sens will get an even up call soon. After this one. We'll see. It's a nice save by Reimer. Greig, Pinto, Sanderson, Zuber out there. Pinto doesn't quite get it out. I think this is Johnston with it now. Werenski up top. Playing catch with Marchenko. Load of Coyle in the middle. Vantilli whiffed on it. Sanderson gets it deep. All right. Oh, quick up here for Columbus. I think Greaves sent that up. Oh, good move by Johnston. Ooh, that was close at the net. Sanderson just pushes Johnston off the puck. Wow. Bully ball. .30 seconds left for Columbus on the power play. Puck out of play. It's amazing how much better you feel about their penalty kill. What's this? Most games with 0 goals against the Sens. Charlie Coyle's never scored on the Sens. That feels like willing it into existence. Why would they do that? Why would they show that graphic? Good Branson was on there too. This could be a double dip of jinxing. What I was saying is it's amazing how much better you feel about the penalty kill when the goalie makes saves, because Reimer's stood on his head on these penalty kills. Oh, yeah, that's an easy call on Kleven, and he's a little shaken up from that. There's that makeup call. I was telling you it's coming. Still 1 second left in the penalty, technically. Yeah, just takes him out going into the boards. Bit of a weird one. All right. This would be a nice chance for the power play here. Nice chance. They had the one look earlier and they looked pretty good. So let's see. One second of 4-on-4. So I guess Amadio will come out of the box and then they'll throw another guy out there. What are they checking here? Time on the clock, maybe? Big draw for Cousins. If you win this, good chance for possession. Oh, I won it too cleanly. Straight back. All right. Full power play here for the Sens. But 5 minutes left in the second. Brady coming on the wing. And he missed, and now it comes out of the zone. It's a risky shot. Stutzle brings it right back in, though. Up to Batherson. Sanderson up top. Over to Timmy. Cousins. Everyone just touched it there. Great puck movement. But no shot. Sanderson shoots. Stopped or blocked. I think they wanted Cousins there in the slot, but he was a little handcuffed. But he still managed to make a play with it. It's been a lot of one and done on the power play tonight. Like they'll get their one shot. They're urgent to get it, but then it's kind of done after that. So would like them to kind of sustain some pressure if they can. Kachuk on the side again. It's blocked. Sanderson up top. He's a threat to shoot right now. Kachuk up top. Blocked. And Sillinger's off. Sanderson's trying to catch him. I don't know if Sanderson blocked that, but that was crazy. Sillinger's got it again. Whiffed on it. Still has it. And Columbus is just going to rag the puck here. Oh, sent on a breakaway. Coyle? Shabbat got there. Crazy. Columbus has had two pretty good looks here on the penalty kill. They ice it again. Not a great power play. 3 minutes left in the second. Still a 1-goal game. And Sens ice it. Not a great power play. I talked about if you're not going to score, just don't lose momentum. That felt like a momentum-losing power play. Especially when you give the other team a chance shorthanded. Yes, Henderson blocked that. Reimer's pad was there, though, man. Telling you what, Optimus Rhyme. Just look sharp. Another penalty coming to the Sens. Jeez, put the whistles away, man. Penalty after penalty. It's been no 5-on-5 play the second half of this period. All right, back to the PK. Back to the PK they go. I did jinx the 5-on-5 play. That's my bad. Olmark is going to have to fight for his 1A. I don't know about that, but Reimer is looking pretty good tonight. What's everyone saying? Reimer. Just a lot of James Reimer love. Let's go. Yeah, a couple shots from Kachuk I didn't like on that power play, but again, he's their best goal scorer. So if he's deciding to shoot, like, there's no guy on the team that I'm like has a better chance of scoring than Kachuk at any time. So you kind of got to trust it. Take the good with the bad. But yeah, you didn't even get them through, which is tough. It's not good shot selection. So I'm probably going to have to, once Pilsy gets here, probably leave midway through the third period, just looking at the clock here. So yeah, we'll run it over with Pilsy, and he'll drive the bus for it, I think, if he's okay doing that. But yeah, I've got my own hockey game. What are some stat line predictions for me tonight? I'm a defenseman. I don't really play D that often. I'm used to being a forward, but I've been playing defense in beer league, and it's kind of fun. I'm hoping I get at least 1 point. Pinto high stick. He's shaking his head. I don't know if he likes it. Oh, what? Felt like a soft penalty. Okay. A big ask for the kill. I know I said no, like the discipline's been better. I haven't liked the penalties against, for that matter. Like they haven't been lazy or bad penalties by the team, but they're piling up here. This is the third penalty they've taken, and like you're taxing the PKers. You're also taxing your goaltender, who's been very good on the penalty kill. So hopefully he can stand tall here at the end of the second. This is a big kill for the Sens. Nice play by Sanderson getting it deep. Yeah, they've had 6 shots on both power plays. It's a lot. Kent Johnson. It's Johnston, right? Kent Johnston, I think. Here's Coyle. Back door, and he just missed them. And it goes. Got lucky there. Got lucky there. Just missed the back door tap in. There's Johnson. Sanderson's got it now. He's got time too. All right, halfway through the kill. Good stick by Eller there on the forecheck. Just staying right with Werenski. I like it. All right, here's Fantilli. Eller, good stick again. Lars Eller on the penalty kill, folks. I've liked him tonight. Mario gets it deep. Okay. 20 seconds left in the power play. Good stick by Amadio again. This forecheck from the penalty kill has been awesome on this one. Columbus can't even get the zone. Oh, here they come. It's their second unit here. Last minute of the second. Back door is just sitting there out front, and here comes Timmy. Well, curls back in the zone. Careful. Oh, Greaves just almost gave it away to Pinto. All right, 20 seconds left in the period. Good kills from the Sens, man. Penalty kills stepped up tonight. Great to see. But it starts with Reimer, but he wasn't really tested on that one. Oh, Olivier just ran Greig over. That looks like the end of the period. All right. 2-1 game. Nothing happened in that period. Pretty, I mean, the Sens were good in the beginning of it, and then a lot of penalties in the second half, and pretty good period overall, to be honest. I didn't really hate much. Like, Reimer was great when he was called upon. Thanks, B, man. Appreciate it. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. It changes drastically when you get saves. Reimer was excellent on the penalty kill. But again, it wasn't like he was facing breakaways and 2-on-1s and stuff. He was making good saves and great saves, but just ones that he should be expected to make. for the most part. It was just the presence that he had in the net, just super calm, not giving second chances, in position. Whoops, why didn't that change? There we go. Producer Jack. And again, Pilsy's going to stop in here any minute and start breaking it down for us. What he's seen so far. We're getting him a bit later than usual. Usually we'll see him in the first period and start the game like that. But I'm curious what he's thinking about this one. It'll be good to get him in here for the second part of the game. A weird calming presence from Reimer. It's true. Reimer MVP of the game. Yeah, never trust AHL conditioning stints. Positionally sound, yeah. I just loved what I saw from James Reimer. And boy, how much of the Sens needed a period like that from a goalie. Like, just so desperately needed. Like, it doesn't even have to be the whole game. I'd expect them to come out and have a better effort in the third. But just the ability to do that in a game where, yeah, you're on the PK a lot. It's not great. Things could easily have gone sideways for them there. But they didn't. They've got the lead going into the third period now because of James Reimer. It's impressive. Folks, before I forget to remind you again, please like and subscribe. Like the video. It takes 2 seconds. Little thumbs up right under the video here. Just takes 2 seconds. Helps us out a lot. And then also, if you could subscribe to the Locked On Senators YouTube page if you aren't already. These live streams are exclusive to YouTube. Only going to be happening here. And the postcast live on YouTube after every single Sens game. The boys will have it. It'll be Pilsy and Martian bringing it to you tonight. Ross is not producer Ross tonight, so he won't be there. It'll just be those two. And yeah, obviously, if you're already subscribed, welcome to the club. Happy to have you, obviously. But yeah, if you're not already, just please take 2 seconds, hit subscribe, trying to climb the ladder as much as we can. That would be great. I noticed that we did these. I've been doing a few of them now. And last game was the first time I started reminding, subscribe if you guys can. Just hadn't really, I forgot about it, right? And it made a difference because some people tune in and they aren't really subscribed. So just if you could take a second and do it, goes a long, long way for us. So thank you to everyone. And I appreciate, got 110 people in here right now. Really appreciate it. Everyone stopping by for a Tuesday game between the Ottawa Senators and Columbus Blue Jackets. Who would have thought? Bunch of sickos in here. So appreciate it, folks. And yeah, no goals to talk about now, but Timmy's is still the last one. But boy, was it nice. All the goals happened, I think, in the first 5 minutes of the game or the first 10 minutes of the game in the first period. I guess they pulled Merzlikins. Interesting. Illness was the reason. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Bruised ego. That's his illness. That guy just hates playing the Sens. E-bug in the building. Okay, yeah. I lose a lot when I don't have the sound, obviously. Day-to-day on Yahoo Fantasy. Sick of the Sens. I agree. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. You can always just tune in for between the periods. I'm not going anywhere. I don't go anywhere. Sometimes I take a quick 2-minute break, but that's it. That's the max always. The Jack Lapine commercials. I can't take Drake's Lapine commercials, man. Those are his bread and butter. He's so good at them, man. Jet Greaves is a way better goalie. I completely agree. Yeah, I don't think the Sens played poorly though. I don't think that was a bad period by any means. I think the first was better. Oops, I keep bumping my desk. The first was definitely better, but they were on the penalty kill a lot. And then like I said, like over the weekend they also took a lot of penalties, but those to me were bad penalties to take. Like they were obvious tripping, holding, hooking, whatever it was, high sticks. Most of these ones are pretty ticky tack. Even the one on Greig, right? That should, if you're going to call anything, it should be on Olivier. I don't think Greig did anything. I haven't loved the penalty calls tonight, but that's okay. And they battled through it, man, because usually they haven't been able to with their penalty kill, but they've been okay. Yeah, Tim's having a great game. Great game. Let's look at the out of town scoreboard. That's what we'll do. Out of town scoreboard. Tampa's still winning on the Sharks. The Habs are up 3-2 on the Wild. Boston's down 2-0. Buffalo's up 3-0. Oof. That's not good. Okay. Hellenius got his first 2024 first round pick. Sens have a 2024 first round pick that we talked about in the first intermission. Boston down 2-0's big. Just got to win. Win your games. Win your games. How is Buffalo doing this? Buffalo's doing this because they're actually a good team. The Buffalo's actually a good team, and I think they have been for a little bit, but they've gotten in their own way. But I mean, we know. I mean, they've beaten the Sens to a pulp the last 6 games they've played. They're on a 6-game heater against Ottawa, at least. I don't know if it dates back 2 seasons ago, but they swept them last season. 2-0 against the Sens this year. They've got their number, and they in all those games, I always look to Buffalo and be like, "Wow, this is a good team." And they've just started to figure out against all the other teams in the league. I'm not shocked, to be honest. I really am. I'm not. I am surprised if they keep it up without Norris, though, because Josh Norris is out for a few weeks for them. Just cannot stay healthy, which sucks because I want to see him be healthy. But at some point, like, it's a trend with a player, right? And the Sens knew that. We know that better than anyone, even better than Sabres fans at this point, which is not great. But yeah, Boston's losing. I agree. Yeah, if anyone deserves success, it's Buffalo, and I obviously in their division, and the Sens are going up against them now for a spot, which kind of stinks. So obviously, you're not going to apologize if the Sens get in and the Sabres don't. But I will be happy for Buffalo if they get in. Those fans deserve it, man. We felt the jubilation after 8 years the last season. Imagine 14. It's like 2 whole regimes, 3 rebuilds. It's crazy. Crazy they had to wait that long, or they've had to wait that long. I love that, though. How is Buffalo doing this? Tim is like 2 steps ahead of everyone. He's flying tonight. He looks awesome. I noticed something about Sanderson's media this morning, too. He said that they like playing Columbus. Like I don't really, like, I know he does with Werenski. I don't really know why else, like, they would. There's no connection. There's no former coach or GM, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because they got a bunch of young guys, too, like Fantilli, Johnston. I don't really know. I just found that interesting this morning. All right, folks. Looks like we got Brandon Pillar joining in a different time here, Pillsy. Different
I know, it feels weird. I was celebrating those 2 first period goals, and I felt like I was on an island by myself.
I
So
know.
I'm sad I missed that, Jack.
It's not us. It's not us together. Clearly, the Sens are just buzzing in the first periods now, and obviously the second, nothing happened. So it was kind of just that first period standing. What have you seen so far from this game? Are you feeling good? Not feeling good? What's your vibe so far?
I feel good. I wish Elvis Merzlikins was still in this game. I was not happy to see the Jet Greaves change. Although you got to hand it to Merzlikins, he's been good the last couple of games, but typically against the Ottawa Senators, they have his number. I mean, last time they chased him out of the net. I'll spin this, Ross. Ross, oh boy, went into default mode there.
You're in your studio, that's why.
Exactly. I'll spin this, Jack, as the Sens chased Elvis Merzlikins out of this game yet again in one period. Although they were saying on the broadcast some sort of illness, sounds like.
Well, some are saying in the chat that he's just sick of the Sens because they chased him in early December as well in Columbus, so it hasn't even been that long.
Yeah, it's the Sens flu. It's going around. But Jet Greaves is a really good goalie, and he shut things down since. Now, not like the Ottawa Senators have exactly been attacking like crazy, only 7 shots, although they only had 7 shots first period too. But this has been a weird game penalty-wise, Jack. Like, I would love if the NHL had a thing like other leagues where they kind of go back and look at weird calls or missed calls, or they review the tape like that, because I would love for the ref to show me how Ridley Greig got 2 minutes for roughing on Matthew Olivier there. Like, that was just crazy that ends up being 4-on-4.
That one and like all of the penalty calls have been pretty soft in general. And I don't like that. And I was saying earlier, right before you got in, like, it's not like it's the weekend when they were taking undisciplined ones in the offensive zone and they were obvious and you get mad at that. But we're right back to just being like, what are the refs doing? In my opinion, like, it's right back to that feeling because they haven't been. However, James Reimer standing tall there in that second period, Pillsy. I know we don't want to talk goaltending mid-game too much, but the chat's lighting up with Reimer stuff, and I got to talk about it. He looked great. He made that penalty kill look good. Made most of his saves, I think, on the PK as well. He just looks solid. He looks solid, and I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, we're a hashtag goalie-friendly show, Jack, so we got to give some love to the tendies when we can. And you said he made that penalty kill look good. Heck, he made that power play look good because the Columbus Blue Jackets had an excellent opportunity shorthanded with Cole Sillinger having a full breakaway. Sandy chased him down. It's not often that Sandy doesn't catch his man, but he can't catch Sillinger this time. And then Sillinger stops up, full hockey stop, and then tries to do the spinorama move. But Reimer, a vet goalie, doesn't bite for it. He says, all I got to do is spread my pads, cover low as much as I can. And he's not going to be able to lift this with that spin move. So he does that and he makes a big save. Like, that's, even though that's kind of a weird move when you have a breakaway like that, that's still a dangerous opportunity. And your team's on the power play, Ottawa, for Reimer. You got to find a way to come up with a big save there. And he does.
Yeah, the special teams play. I mean, the first power play for the Sens was okay. They got that shoot first mentality, which is great. But the shots have to be good, and I feel like their shots haven't gotten through and haven't really been dangerous. No second chances, and then that power play, was pretty bad when they gave all the chances to Columbus. I'd love to see some 5-on-5 play though this period because I think that's where the Sens thrive, and we've known that for a bit. Timmy, we got to talk about Timmy. Another highlight reel goal. He was fantastic in that first period specifically. That play was just so nice, but I feel like he did himself injustice, Pillsy, because he had a nicer goal a few games ago that it just doesn't do it justice, like I said. So what have you seen from 18? I think he's having one of those games so far tonight.
Yeah, it's been a good game by Timmy, and that was just such a classic Tim Stutzle play because, Jack, he tried to pass that thing 2-3 times, but there just was no play. No one was open, and it's a heads up, high-speed hockey play. He starts that play left of the goalie, down low, skates up, head up, doesn't see anyone. Quick stick handle, doesn't see anyone. Jensen makes himself available for the drop pass, the little switch drop pass, but Timmy says, I got too much speed, I got to keep going around. He curls around. He's in, like, not quite the high slot, but a little more closer to the boards there. He says, still nobody available for the pass. I got a clear lane. Here, let's go in. and then bears it low on Merzlikins. So I'm glad that he didn't try to force a pass there. I think often we see Timmy try to force a pass, or maybe he would have went for that little switch drop pass to Jensen, which I think just would have put Jensen in the corner of the blue line by the benches there, and he would have just had to dump it in. So that's a good high hockey IQ play by Timmy, being like, I've got the speed. I'm handling this puck. No offense to Zach Aston Reese, but this is a fourth liner trying to cover me here. Why don't I just burn past him and then score?
I don't know if it was an icing on that one. I mean, the fourth line at home against the top line for the Sens is a bit of a mismatch, so they took advantage. And I've liked the way that line looked all night. And they've needed to get going because Cousins, Greig, and Tkachuk have found something. You don't want to break that up anytime soon. So Zetterlund, Batherson, and Stutzle have to get going, and they did tonight so far. I would like another insurance goal. I don't want to put all this pressure on Reimer, but I do expect the Sens to kind of be able to carry some of the play and not just sit back here. But 1-goal game, 2-1 game, this feels very similar to last season. A lot of these games, they're comfortable. They should be comfortable in these games. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Now, Pilsy, I don't want to put you on the spot live here. I'm against the clock a little bit. Okay. So are you able to watch from your studio there?
I would love to watch from the studio. That's why I set up here. I was a little late coming in. I'm not the technical guy. I was setting up my monitor. It wasn't working. I had to click a bunch of different buttons. I didn't know what I was doing.
There's a lot going on, eh? Like, guys, I've got both. I've got two for the computer, and I've hit my desk a couple times, like rolling into it, just watching, and I'm worried everything's going to come crumbling down on me. But yeah, appreciate that. I'm good for probably until, I don't know, 9:15, 9:20
cool.
Eastern.
Yeah. And
I'm probably going to miss the best third period of all time with the luck. But yeah, just wanted to triple check so we can keep the stream going, because it's been fun. We've got a good crowd here for a Tuesday night with Sens Columbus, bottom of the Eastern Conference battle. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like road games are good to do this, Jack, because there's less Sens fans at the game. So more people at home, more people willing to come hang out. And now that we've done, what is this, show 8? Live watch party 8? No, maybe 6 or 7.
Utah, Colorado, Florida, Vancouver, Detroit. New York.
Oh yeah. Montreal, Detroit,
and then tonight. So 8.
Okay. Hey, I was right. Show
8 games. Yeah.
We're kind of getting the hang of things a little bit more, and people are like, oh, they can come to expect the watch party to be here. So yeah, I'm more than glad to hang out, mix up my routine, going from the first period to the third period. I went from opener to closer, so let's see if I can handle the pressure.
You also did you did like a full game, and for a devastating game as well. You shrugged off the scars from that one, joined in Detroit as well. I'm going to at some point, but I haven't done a stream and then the postcast yet. And you've done that. You did that Saturday. So I'm pumped for that. You get a little break, obviously, and then right back in the chair. I wonder what the feeling is going to be when I do that. But yeah, that's what you're going to be doing tonight. You and Martian postcast, I believe.
Yep. Me and Martian. I'll be hosting. I'll be driving the bus. We'll see how that goes. Usually a bumpy ride when I'm the one hosting and driving things. But Martian, he's always down for a bumpy ride. That guy's wild, and we haven't had him on the postcast in a while, so we'll get to hear some of his takes from the streets.
Yeah. Okay, third period, puck is down. Do you got it in front of you here? You want to do a line up?
Yes, let's definitely do that. Okay. Yeah, puck's not down for me yet, so I'm behind.
I'll pause. I paused at 1940. Just let me know when you're there.
1940. Okay, they're just dropping the puck now. $19.50.
All right. Shots are 15-14 for Columbus after 2 periods.
43, 42, 41, 40.
All right.
Bang. In the Sens end?
Yes. Got Cousins bringing it up ice.
Yep. And I wanted to... Oh, nice. I wanted to switch to my studio. I feel like my other spot, I was looking way too high up in the replay. So this one, I got my monitor literally right in front of me. So I'll have a bit of a tilt, but hopefully you're not catching the view of my under double chin as much as the Montreal game.
So what I did is as we've added things here, I added a lamp on this side because I found when I was turning, it just like the shadows when I was looking at the screen, because the light's like right here. But I was turning, there's no light over here, so I looked like I was dying because of the way the lighting works. So
And then certain times you were the Colorado Avalanche game.
It was that one specifically, yeah. Because I was over here just like this, like hunched over, watching 8 goals go through Matt Sogard and Levi Marilainen. But hopefully that's not the case here in the third.
No, definitely not. So they're showing Zetterlund here. I wanted to see more from Zetterlund. Jack, I said it today. He's my locked-on player. I want to see him shooting the puck more. He's getting a real good opportunity playing with Tim Stutzle, Drake Batherson. So I'd like to see a bit of a push here from Zetterlund.
So it's something with Zetterlund and just the team with the way the defensemen have chipped in offensively.
Yep.
He's been good tonight. He just doesn't appear on the score sheet because he was good on that shift where Timmy scored. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you want him to make a difference and finish on some plays and be a goal scorer. But I thought his shift was good. Batherson and him were good along the wall in the cycle. They just don't end up touching the puck last before Timmy decides to be all world.
And that's the thing, Jack, with Zetterlund. Like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, it's almost like a compliment, but then also a piss off. You're like, but his B game is good. Like, he's hustling on the forecheck. He's playing physical. Like, look, that was a really nice shift from him. But then you're like, okay, like at some point we got to start getting goals and assists here, especially when you're on a line with the 2 top point producers. So I want to compliment him because I've been seeing and saying the same things, but at some point it's like, all right, let's convert those good shifts into good points.
He's definitely a player where when you don't notice him, he's probably not having a good game. Yeah, I'd say that with Zetterlund. Like he's more physical than he gets credit for. But like right there is a good example. He kind of doesn't get a good forecheck going, and now we're back the other way.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And yeah, like I completely see it. I want more from him too. And but I think you look at the guys. I've always compared him. Why is Reimer on his?
You don't want to see that from a 37-year-old.
No, it takes a bit longer to maybe get up. Yeah. But I look at Zetterlund's production. I think he's 21 points, 22 points, or something like that. It's not great in 48 games, but he was slow to start the year. It's been better. But you look at Ridley Greig, Perron, and I guess Pinto, but his extension kicks in. All those guys are kind of in and around the same offensive numbers. And I get it, like who you're playing with does matter.
Yep.
But I find because Timmy plays so much with the PK now and on the power plays, like a game like this is a good example. Zetterlund doesn't get shifts in the second period because he's not on the PK. He's not on the power play right now. You don't have him on the second unit. It's tough to get in a rhythm, and I think that's a tough spot to be in because Timmy's playing so much that he can't be rolled at 5-on-5 normally after a penalty kill like that.
No, that's definitely fair because you look at Zetterlund's time on ice and it's like 12, 13, 10. Like, so yeah, the special teams games really kind of takes them out of it, unfortunately.
It does. But yeah, completely agree. Need a bit more from number 20. Just overall. And a big goal. I mean, big goal would be nice. Like he scored one against Washington a couple of weeks ago. I think that was his last goal actually. But it was big.
I think
Got
so.
Him the 2 points in regulation. I think DP's having a good game tonight so far.
Yep. Yeah, I've liked David Perron. No bad penalties from David Perron or Nick Cousins. Shout out the fourth line playing with some discipline.
And how about Tyler Kleven getting on the board finally? Right when he was about to shoot it, I was about to say he needs a goal. He's goalless. I think he's the only one on the roster. No goals. Or Lars Eller now, I guess. But yeah, it was a great goal too. A little skill play from Kleven.
Not a typical Tyler Kleven play there. Like normally, Jack, he would have just got that on the half wall and slung it at the net, which, hey, not a terrible idea. But this time he has a heads up smart play where he's like, hey, I got a little more time and space here. Hey, they're still giving me time and space here. All right, let me show these guys that even though I have 0 NHL goals, you can't give me this much time and space. And then he rips it past Merzlikins for the first goal.
Rips it. Showing the standings here. Buffalo's up big early. Boston's down early. Man, that's a lot of teams.
Yeah, we unfortunately for me, Jack, I'm kind of preying on the Metro's downfall because the Atlantic teams are just so strong. I'm almost just like, hey, let's hope these weaker teams fall off, and then we can start worrying about the rest of the division teams here. Because I mean, they've already played all their Boston games.
Yeah,
they've played Buffalo a couple times. They've played the Habs a couple times. So they don't have a lot of games up against Atlantic Division teams.
They do have 3 left against the Leafs, which could be huge, including the last game of the season, and 2 more against Florida, who happen to be 2 teams that are also chasing a playoff spot. I'd be shocked. Why is the camera in the corner?
There's been
weird tonight.
weird camera
Yeah.
work all night, Jack,
A
and
couple,
this
like, they missed the
angle
play.
is strange. Yeah,
Yep.
and then they're switching to the camera guy in the corner, and
Yep.
he's kind of putting his camera down. So maybe we got a fill-in producer or something like that. So don't want to chirp him too bad, or her too bad, if they're just getting the swing of things here. But it definitely has been a different night visually.
A couple where they've like lingered on a certain angle too long, and it's crazy because you don't notice it mid-game when it's normal, but then when it's off a little bit, you do.
Yeah, especially when you like watch a lot of hockey, like
Yeah.
just the slightest thing that's different, you're like, what the heck? And it's
Exactly.
like a 1 second zoom in that's a little shaky, and you're like, oh man, that was terrible. And you're like,
Takes us out of the
really
routine.
not that big of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this.
Yeah. Typically the wide cam, they won't stick with it for that zoom in. But or maybe they're down a cameraman as well, or it's a newer cameraman or camera person. But yeah,
all behind the scenes. It's cool stuff behind the scenes that you don't.
Yeah, and I love that stuff, Jack.
Same.
I don't know if you've been involved in that much, but Ross and I used to work for the Belleville Centers doing game production, and Ross mostly did camera. I mostly did replay, and it gives you a whole different appreciation for what goes into putting a game on TV. And it's tough work, and these people a lot of the time are masters of their craft, and it's very impressive.
So not to get too far off the subject, but in my work with CTV for a few years, I was doing all the camera work myself. So I was the one filming everything. And like, there were times, especially here in Montreal, where I would have a camera person with me when I was out at certain stories and watching the way they would work and like the difference. And I'm just out there when I go out on my own, I'm like, what am I doing? I have no clue. But it gives you an appreciation for it because it's an art. It's an art, and it completely impacts the way like a story is told, you know?
Definitely.
And live production, I don't have experience doing that, but I mean, watching some broadcasts now that have come up for hockey and like being a football fan too, the way that they handle those broadcasts is like top of the line. And I think we're starting to see that with Prime Monday Night Hockey is kind of the first example of that creeping into the NHL, which is really exciting because I love those games. But yeah, definitely have an eye for it, but that's just nerding out a little bit about technical side of game production.
Yeah, no, it's fun stuff, and hopefully we can see the replay operator for this game put a couple goal highlights in here, as we need the Sens to. I'd like one more, Jack, like you were saying. I'd like to feel a little better about this one. Although, I mean, if Reimer keeps kicking him out like this, and that was a nice glove save, he catches it, gets the whistle, like we're in good shape.
I'll tell you what, too. I like seeing that clock go by because I'm feeling a bit better about sticking around here. It'll be tough to leave in a 1-goal game, but I got my own team to worry about tonight, Pilsy. What little beer league talk? Are you? How's your season going with your squad?
We were 0-9. Just got our first win last week. Massive for the squad, but I busted up my hand, Jack. I'm on the IR. I'm not. I'm taking this week off. Yeah, I was going to poke a loose puck along the boards, and the other guy went to pinch, and he wanted to pinch himself against the boards to stop my poke. My hand right against the glass, full body pinch. So yeah, it's been tough for me here day to day.
So you're playing forward or defense?
Yeah, I play left wing. I can't play defense.
So I'm in the middle right now. I was a little bit shy. I didn't know anyone when I joined the league. I definitely signed up as a forward, but maybe in French they thought I meant defense. So they put me on D, and then I'm joining this team. And I told you guys I got traded 3 games in, so I have to learn a bunch of new guys. We're kind of like middle of the pack. I think we're pretty good.
Okay, that's a good place.
We have this one guy on our team who, shout out, is from Ottawa actually. Nice. He's local, but anyway, not to get too far off of it, but yeah, we're okay. I'm not very good at defense, so I try and jump up in the rush every time I can. I'm definitely no Jake Sanderson back there. Try to be, but you know what you do? You gain an appreciation for the guys at the top level who are able to jump up and down the rush like that. Like it's hard, man. Because you gotta skate more because you're starting further back than everyone else, and then you gotta get back too. It's crazy,
big time. Yeah, and you got to time your pinches. Like it's so tempting to be like, oh, loose puck, I should just go for that. And you're like, no, easy. Oh man, that's not a good play.
We've been in some shootouts, and like the last game last week was 7-5, and like the amount of people that I leave out to dry, basically my partners. Like I'm not pinching every time. I'm a decently conservative, but there's times where I'm like, I kind of want to score a goal. It's beer league, but You can't always have it like that.
Jack, I think I got to admit, I have the chat up here, and I'm pretty sure we got a spoiler coming up.
I saw the word Greig, and I got excited, but we got a D-zone draw here, Pilsy, so I don't know how
let's see how this unfolds.
Oh, here we go. Greig's got it. Look at him go. Cousins,
Ooh.
Greig. 5-hole. Let's go, Pilsy.
Oh, nice little move.
Oh, the boys have some jam back. You see that celebration?
And Brady right away points to Shabbat. Nice pass, nice play. That was great.
That's a leader. Dylan Cousins.
Cousins 5-on-5 point. What the heck? I was just
going to say, 4-game point streak. Dylan Cousins, don't look now. How about Greig on this line, too? Slips at 5-hole. Wow.
Oh, that's a nice move.
3-1. That's a huge goal. The Wasp. Yeah, the chat was calling him the Wasp in the
Wasp. Okay.
So because we were watching the play with Olivier, and I was just laughing because I'm like, I can't imagine how annoying Ridley Greig is to play against. And we were kind of just talking, and then someone said he's like a wasp. He's just annoying around you all the time. And I kind of like it because he's smaller, right? He's not huge. He's not that physically imposing, and he's been awesome lately, though. Good for him.
So good. Yeah. You know what? I'm actually down for that. The Wasp. I like that because Olivier is just like swatting him away, and he's just like, what? I'm just hanging out here. Like, why are you so pissed off of me? He's like, well, I don't want a wasp buzzing around me. I'm gonna slash at you.
Well, that was actually an example of the camera work because they were zoomed in on them mid-play, and I saw Olivier going at him. I'm like, what did Greig do to him to piss him off like that? And then you look at the replay, and he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. I know.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, but great play by Dylan Cousins there. A little give and go by Ridley Greig and Cousins. And how about that burst of speed by Greig to enter the zone and to keep it going, being like, all right, I'm going to pop it off to Cousins, but I'm not slowing down. I'm going right to the net. He gets it back and pulls off a nice move. Like, Ridley Greig's got that offensive flair to him once in a while.
Like, people forget he's a first-round pick, man. He lit up the Western League in his draft year. He was awesome for Team Canada at the World Juniors one year, and then he got hurt, but he was leading them in points. I think they won the gold that season. Like he's got that offensive touch, and I think this is the last stretch, and especially with this line, he's finally in a position where he can let that thrive. Like they tried him with Timmy a couple times, didn't really work out. But man, he's having a great season all of a sudden, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's been in a really good stretch here, and just like we talked about with Zetterlund, like two good line mates, you should be able to
Timmy
succeed.
And Zetterlund.
That's, you know what? I don't mind that, Jack, because with Timmy, you got to take the good with the bad. Sometimes he pulls that move off. So it's not going to work every time. He was trying to do the toe drag inside out move there, and he got beat.
And not that 2-on-1s are hard for shooters, but that's worst case scenario. You've got a lefty coming in on the left side with the puck and a righty going on the right side with the puck.
Yep, definitely.
Not ideal for passing. You want the one-timer most of the time on those, but that's all right. That was a nice play. I think it was Provorov. How about that play at the end of the first period when Timmy just stepped into one and it hit Provorov right in the ankle? Did you catch that?
At the end of last period?
It was the first period. I think it was the first. Okay. It was just a squeaky play and like, whoa. The net almost came off there.
Bit of a scramble.
Yeah, scramble.
So we're tied up here, 16 shots. Ottawa's got the 3-1 lead. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third, Jack. We're in a good spot here. Although this is a 2-goal lead, Jack.
And they've blown two goal
had
leads.
A 2-goal lead.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you caught it because I know you typically have the sound off, but Gordon Miller was saying the Columbus Blue Jackets have blown 9 2-goal leads this year. I believe that leads the league. So like,
interesting.
That they're probably sitting on their bench like, hey,
we know what it takes.
We know what it takes, and we know this can happen. So let's really push here.
Yeah, I mean the one against Montreal was backbreaking, especially because I was sitting there saying, "When's the last time they blew a 2-goal lead?" They're fine. I can't even watch it back, Bill. That was heartbreaking.
We were already counting our points.
Then. I know, and quite honestly, like it wasn't like it was a game like this where the shots are even and Montreal had a ton of looks and Levy was playing well. Like it was dominant. It was just dominant the whole game from the Sens, but. It's okay. We'll move on. The boys have moved on. This has been a good effort so far. Just got to close it out. I think I am going to head out at the next whistle, Pilsy.
Yep. Do what you got to do. Don't want you to be late for your boys at Beer League.
Yeah, got to pull through for all my Habs fans. I'm probably going to get ripped.
For Les Amis.
Sign of a good team, though. Sign of a good team. Mes amis.
Yeah, you got to have accountability.
Absolutely. And I'd take it on the chin. I'd be doing the same thing with them. I think that's the best part, is knowing I would feel the exact same way as Habs fans if the roles had reversed that game. I would have felt identical, which is okay. But
definitely. Yep.
All right. Probably gonna be a lot of this. A lot of sitting back.
Yeah, especially we were talking today on the episode, Jack. The Columbus Blue Jackets are one of the teams that, or not the Blue Jackets, sorry, the Sens are the third best team in shots against per game. So they're really good at suppressing shots and shutting it down. And if they get good goaltending, we should be able to hold on here. Oh,
they can't beat Reimer. They can't beat him.
I did not love that scramble there. And also, I feel like maybe we got to cool it on this talk, because I feel like we're just jinxing it here. So maybe maybe I'll cool it on that type of discussion. Because Columbus is a good team. They've got nice pieces. And I mean, anytime Werenski touches the puck, I don't know about you, Jack, but I'm tensed up.
He's been out there the entire game. And
as he always is.
Yeah, the stats point to that, but I'd imagine he won't get off the ice much the next 8 minutes.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, all right.
Okay, just simple plays here from the fourth line. There we go.
I like that.
Chip and change. Nice.
Porcuz on it. I like that nickname stuck. Rich and Porcuz.
Which is crazy to think of any NHL player as poor, but
yeah, and obviously it's tongue in cheek.
In paycheck, though.
Okay. Jack. All right, that's it. That's gonna be it for me. Thanks, everyone. Peace out. Enjoy it with Pilsy. Go Sens, go. And I guess I'll just take myself out. I actually don't know how to even
see yourself out, Jack. You know where the door is.
I do. I do. All right, Pilsy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Go Sens, go.
All right, there goes Jack Richardson. What a legend. Shout out to Jack. This watch party was his idea. He approached Ross and I and was like, hey, I got a fun idea, something that we should do. Not a lot of people are doing it. Let's get a live watch party going. We worked on the details and we started doing it. And the idea was, hey, once in a while, we'll pick a couple games in the schedule and we'll do it for that. The guy's addicted to doing watch parties, and he's done every game since we started, including some real stinkers and some nail biters. It's been a crazy ride the last, I guess, 8 games it's been. So here we go. I'm taking over this one. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any topics you want me to discuss during a commercial break. I know most of you are probably ahead of me. You don't have to stop and wait and sync up with us. Or I guess now, I mean, there's no one for me to stay synced with now, so I can just catch up in live time. Why don't I do that? That's a smart move. Okay. Where's the live button here? Yeah, I'm set up on an extra monitor in my studio. I think I'm live now. Let me go back and just hit watch live, because there's no point in me being behind when all you guys are ahead. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Good question here from Steven. Your thoughts on Carolina, Vegas, Colorado, New Jersey Devil stretch. Carolina has the Sens number. The Vegas Golden Knights have the Sens number. Colorado has the Sens number. Now, New Jersey, that's a team you should be able to beat. They're a similar spot in the standings. Good team still, obviously. But those first 3, I'm very nervous about. Okay. I think Greig just took a high stick to the face. Doesn't look like that's going to be called, though. All right, we're just letting that one slide. I think the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to be targeting Ridley Greig a bunch more here as they're pissed off with the Wasp, especially. Okay, no, there is a delayed penalty. Good. I got the sound off here so I don't get too distracted, guys, but I see delayed penalty now. Thank goodness. We'll see if that's a minor or double minor, but this will be a big opportunity for the Sens. Hot power play lately, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, another team that's not that great on the penalty kill. So let's see if they can take advantage. Gillette says some random dude took over for Jack. Fair. Usually Jack's here either on his own or he's got me, Ross, or Callum Fraser. Shout out Callum. He's been joining during the intermission as well. Good dude. We had him on the show a little while ago. I'll do my best here as a host of Locked On Senators on the Locked On Senators channel, But yep, that was a high sticking penalty. Provorov on Ridley Greig. And I like that Travis Green puts Ridley Greig and that unit out there for the start of this power play. I feel like, you draw the penalty, especially get high sticked in the face, get a chance to be out there first and be on the offensive here. And Ridley Greig's having a hot night. So I like that they're starting with the second unit here. Let's see G get a face-off win. There we go. Clean. That's what G does. Chabby, nice shot from the point. Getting that through. That's what I want to see from the Sens, excuse me, on this power play, is get those shots through. Too many blocked shots on the previous power plays. And Chabby's got to use that low wrister to get that through, and he did there. Good keep in. And this power play is really running through Chabot here, which I don't mind. Yep. Nice low shot. Good rebound opportunity. Controlled. And there's a clear. All right. Let's get the first unit out here. See if they hold any better. I don't know about you guys, but I just get such a feeling of comfort whenever I see Jake Sanderson start out with the puck in our own end. You never know what he's going to do. Stretch pass, coast to coast. Let's see Sandy go for a skate here. Yeah, Reimer. Stop it up for him. Here we go. Wheels, wheels, wheels. Goes with the drop pass to Timmy. Not a bad option. Good zone entry there. All right. $38 seconds left in the power play here. 5:50 left on the clock. I don't know about you guys, but I find my eyes drifting towards the top left corner of TSN's broadcast here, just being like, hey, how much time is left on this clock? Let's go. Chew it down. Chew it down. But when you're on the power play, you don't necessarily want to just eat that clock. You want to try to get some opportunities here, as this unit, with the talent they have, should be able to do. All right. Let's find some possession for the rest of this here. Here we go. Rip that. That's a good shot from Sandy, 86.4 miles per hour. So that's the end of that power play. Not bad. Couple opportunities. All right, we're really going to see Columbus press here. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see a goalie pull soon here. I mean, not to put this in the mind of everyone, but the Habs did pull the goalie at 4:40 last game. But we're not going to have that same fate here. How about the shiner and Sean Monahan? Oh my God, that right eye looks crazy. That's a hockey player right there. Oh, you got the yellows, purples, blacks, blues. That's got to hurt. I was complaining about my hand injury in beer league. That's nothing compared to what that guy's going through. Let's go Mathieu Larocque here, Sens Central citizen. We love hearing from Mathieu here. How many points do we need to pick up before Milan break? That's a good question. Let's look at the schedule here. Let's just go game by game. 2 tonight. Need 2 tonight. Thursday, 2. Yeah, someone asked about, I believe it was Steven, asked about that 3-game stretch, Carolina, Vegas, Colorado. Honestly, find a way to get 2 points in that 3-game stretch. I know that's setting the bar low, but those teams are so good. They have the Sens number. Whether it's 2 overtime losses or finding a way to win one of those games, I think that's going to be difficult enough. So let's go with 6 at this point. We're at the Devils. Let's add another 2 there for 8. And then these games are going to be important. Pittsburgh. Let's say you got to find at least 1 there. So 9. Carolina. That's a tough one. We'll move on from that. Not saying SL, but that's a tough one. And then Philly, let's get the 2 points there. So Matthew, I'm going to say 11. 11 points in this stretch, which 11 points in how many games is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11 points in 9 games. I mean, you should be able to do that, especially when 3 of them or 4 of them really are up against really good teams. So, yeah, I'll go with 11 points. Let me know what you guys think. How many points before Milan? Like the Sens are finding ways to get points. We talked about it. Their last 4 games are finding points, but I mean the standings are so close here that you're still 6 points out of it, and you got to hop 5 other teams just to get in a playoff spot, and all those teams seem to be doing well. Oh, nice. We got some Sens fans in the crowd here. A couple young girls wearing some Sens jerseys. You'll love to see that. All right, let's go here. 4:25 left. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the book is on Rick Bowness pulling the goalie when he likes to do it, but we'll keep an eye on that for sure. That'll happen soon. Down 2, you got to expect it. Yeah, just hold that, Reimer. I got no issue with that. Maybe that was a quick whistle there. But when you're a team as good in the faceoffs as this, you got to just be comfortable with just holding it there. So that's a good vet move by Reimer. Matthew, some coins for the guitar case. Keep it up. Hashtag Go Sens Go. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Travis Green looking down the bench. Who's going to give me the best shift here? Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of Pinto and Mario Giroux. There it is. Empty net, 347. Let's go. Shots tied, 2020. 3-1. Your Ottawa Senators. Face off in the Sens zone. Good win by Pinto. They don't get the puck after, but that was a good win, I think. All right, Columbus cycling it around here. These are the guys you want on the ice for the Sens right now. Trying to jam it on Reimer. He won't do that. He's got that post tight there. You'd love to see that. Yep, another great job by Reimer. Hard on his post, low puck. They're trying to create chaos. Just calmly grabs it, and shout out the defenseman there, not letting anybody get in there and get it for him. Sanderson right there, blocking. Or maybe that's Zub. But either way, yeah, Zub right there blocking. Sanderson tying up that man, going for the loose change. Let's see another face-off win here. Not quite a win. Columbus gets possession. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good clear. Okay. Timmy and Brady on the breakaway. What a nice, of course. Timmy is passing that all day, every day. There we go. That's what we like to see, guys. Brady buries that for the 4th goal. Now you can feel good about this one. Obviously, game's not over yet, but 4-1, 3 minutes left. The empty netter. What a hustle play there. Who was that made that diving play? Yeah, Timmy right there. He looks over. He's like, who is it? Oh, yeah, that's Brady, the captain. Better get that over to him. And I mean, Timmy's addicted to passing. He would pass it on a breakaway, even if it wasn't an empty net. Wasn't an empty net, let's be honest. That was Ridley Greig, of course. He's been having such a good game. I have a feeling we're going to be talking about him when the Sens Central Standouts segment comes in the postcast. It's going to be me and Martian mixing it up for that one. This will probably be a pretty chill game the rest of the 2.5 minutes, which is a relief for the Ottawa Senators, who have held leads and blown leads recently. The Blue Jackets ice the puck there. Yikes. That was just a great play by Ridley Greig. Wow. Columbus fans already leaving. Beat the traffic. Not sure what traffic is like in Columbus, but they're getting out of there. I'd guess we'd probably see the fourth line come over here, finish this game out. Yeah, there's DP. Nice. Shout out David Braun, Nick Cousins. No bad penalties this game. You need that. That was goaltending, certainly not great on Saturday, but the undisciplined bad penalties were a big factor of that game too. So keeping it clean this game. Shout out the 139 people in the chat hanging out with me as well. Appreciate you guys. It's always good. The more the merrier. And usually it's misery loves company. But this one, I mean, we got lots of people here going to celebrate this win. The Columbus Blue Jackets handed the Sens a 4-1 loss earlier this season, arguably the worst loss of the entire year. So the Sens returning the favor here, leading 4-1 with a minute left here. This is a game you had to get 2 points. And the Sens didn't really dominate this game, but they get good goaltending, and they're able to capitalize when they need it. So that's how you can win consistent, stable, sustainable hockey from the Ottawa Senators here. See Lars Eller get in the mix here. He's been quiet. But sometimes for Eller, that's probably a good thing. He just plays that smart defensive game, not taking undisciplined penalties like his line mates. There we go. Good steal. There we go. There we go, Sens fans. A 4-1 win. I mean, I should have changed this banner here. What am I doing? Here we go. Producer on the fly. Let's go. 4-1 Ottawa Senators win. James Reimer, his first win as a member of the Ottawa Senators. Sanderson, letting his goalie know how much he appreciates him. Nothing wrong with that. That's awesome to get that regulation win, 4-1. Only had to hear that blasted cannon once in this one. And yeah, Dakota, 955 save percentage for Reimer. That's incredible. Like that's what we need from our goalies here. We don't even need that. We just need above average goaltending or average goaltending. And this team can find ways to win up against a team that had the exact same record as them. The boys are smiling. They needed that one. They feel good about that one. I know we usually do Send Central standouts, but who we got for 3 stars for this one? Let's see it. James Reimer got to be for, yeah. James Reimer. Honestly, I would have put Ridley Greig second star ahead of Timmy. Timmy had a great game and a nice goal, but I really liked Ridley's game here. But those are the 3. Put them any way you want. Timmy with that beautiful buzz cut in that photo. All right, guys, a 4-1 Ottawa Senators win. There's 151 people here. I'm not going to do too much of a sign-off here. No big monologue to finish things off. Just nice regulation win, 4-1 over the Columbus Blue Jackets, because if you guys want more content, we gave you the game preview this morning, full live watch party. And then just click off this and go right to our YouTube channel for the postcast where it's going to be me and Martian. So thanks everybody for watching the live watch party. Thanks for joining. The more the merrier with us here at Locked On Senators. Shout out to Jack. What a legend, carrying most of this broadcast and handing it off to me. The closer. I got the save here. 4-1. If that was a baseball game and the closer got it, I'd get a save here. So I'm happy with that. At least I think. Not a baseball guy. But yeah, I'll take it. So thank you for watching this edition of the live watch party presented by the Locked On Senators podcast, presented by our friends over at the Glebe Central Pub, 779 Bank Street. You can hang out with Sens fans here, or you can hang out with the Sens fans at the heart of the Glebe in downtown Ottawa. Do it with our favorite pub at the Glebe Central Pub. All right, guys, I'm heading off to the postcast. See you guys there. 4-1 win. Go Sens, go. It's a Locked On Senators podcast. It's your team every day.